Hakeem Jeffries yesterday, who I've criticized a lot over the course of the last few months, at least since the elections. Hakeem Jeffries at a news conference yesterday was asked about Newsom's opinions on girls in sport, trans women in sports. Listen to what Hakeem Jeffries had to say and the pathetic answer that he gave.
I want to ask about California Governor Gavin Newsom's comments saying that Democrats were in the wrong for allowing transgender athletes to compete in female and girls sports. What is your response to that after Democrats had opposed the women and girls in sports?
I haven't seen his comments. What Democrats opposed was unleashing sexual predators on girls throughout the United States of America.
Okay, fine, Hakeem, but answer the question. The question is about trans athletes competing with women on the playing field. Why can't you just say, yeah, I don't agree with that. I think it's unfair. And then we can move on to something else. I understand it's not a top 5 issue. I understand it's not a top 10 issue. But I was asked this on the Piers Morgan show, and I answered the question, and then I made them look foolish. You know why? I said, yeah, trans women shouldn't be competing with women. But if you guys care so much about women and you care so much about protecting them, then why is it in half the country abortion is illegal? In some states without exceptions. If you care so much about women, why do you guys vote against maternity leave? If you care so much about women, last I checked, there are many women in this country that are living paycheck to paycheck. They need food stamps. They need welfare. They need government programs to survive. Why do you guys vote against it? You seem to be obsessed about this trans issue. Oh, yeah, by the way, all the college athletes all across the country, there's about 14 trans athletes, but they want to make it like it's the number one issue. It's not even a top 20 issue. If you care so much about women, like you claim, and you care so much about this issue, then why do you want to tell women what to do with their bodies, with no exceptions? If you care so much about women's issues, why aren't you protecting women when it comes to all the violence in this country with weapons, maternity leave? I said that on the Piers Morgan show, and they were stumped. They looked at me like a deer in headlights. Oh, I can't believe he brought that up. Oh, you're damn well I will. There are ways of agreeing with these right-wing fools on one issue, but then pushing back. Why couldn't Hakeem Jeffries do that yesterday? Oh, well, I'm unfamiliar with what Newsom said. He knows exactly what Gavin Newsom said. And what most people in this country believe, which is trans women should not be competing with born women on the playing field. Just give them a 5-second answer and then go into the things that I said. If MAGA Republicans care so much about women, and then go into your list of why they vote against the issues that women care about the most. But Hakeem Jeffries didn't do that because he's a coward. I'm going to tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. I am getting sick and tired of some of these Democrats with no backbone. There are some that I praise and I talk about on this show every day. Jared Moskowitz will never have my support ever again. And if he decides to do this show, I will tell him that. You're going to censure Al Green? Why don't you build a pair and the 9 other Democrats that voted to censor that man, who I do have respect for? Can we stop it with the nonsense already? When are Democrats going to be willing to go into the mud and fight fire with fire? They are cowards. And you know how MAGA Republicans put pressure on other Republicans that are not willing to, or that stand up to Donald Trump, which I applaud, by the way, but the MAGA Republicans threaten them. Well, guess what? Democrats need to take maybe a page from that playbook. And when 10 Democrats decide to censure Mr. Green, get them out of office. You're gone. Get lost. I have had it with these Democrats that don't have a backbone and they think they're tough because they sit down in their chair with their frown on their face and they show up their bingo signs. I am sick of it. They are disgraceful. They are embarrassing. We all know where the Republican Party is at right now. We know. But at least some of them, while I disagree with them, we all know they have an excuse. They're afraid of Donald Trump because Donald Trump has hijacked the Republican Party. We know that. I'm not saying I agree with it. They don't have a backbone either, but at least we know why they're doing it. They disagree with Donald Trump on a lot of issues. Yes, they're afraid to talk about it publicly because they're cowards. They don't have backbones and they want to remain in office and Donald Trump is their leader and they're afraid. Okay, what is the excuse on the Democrat side? Can you please tell me what the excuse was? Why did you show up to that speech the other day and sit there like a fool? Why did you vote to censor Mr. Green? Why? You look like fools out there, Jared Moskowitz. You're a fool. And I will never support you again. And going back to this interview, Gavin Newsom, you look like a fool because you let Charlie Kirk play you, a guy who is a white supremacist sympathizer. He played you. You didn't challenge him on literally anything, and you let him walk all over you, and you even praised him that he's a man of God, talking about the Bible, and you said your son is a fan of his. What an embarrassment you are, Gavin Newsom. I will never defend you again. You've lost my respect, and I'm done.